Good evening. So, as you know, we are going to have a demo session on SAP Ariba. Okay. So these demo sessions usually we used to conduct every 1.5 month or 2 months because new batch used to start in this one. Okay. Now we are starting the batch from today onwards actually. So this is going to be a zero session. So we are going to discuss more on what are the features we are having in SAP Ariba, and what are the career perspectives as you are switching from any other domain to SAP Ariba, like procurement especially. Okay, we do have the relevant participants over here who every one of you might be coming from SAP MM or any procurement background. You might be a procurement manager or procurement consultants also, working in a different uh, technologies, basically I can say. Now this session is going to be, let's make this session very interactive, guys. So Manish is with us. Okay, Manish is having more than 17-18 years of experience. Okay, so he's a pure procurement consultant in SAP MM. SAP Ariba is working since last I think 11 to 12 years, and he's working in one of the very big MNC as a solution architect in SAP Ariba. So not only he has done a lot of implementations, rollouts, and a lot of complex projects in different industry domains, basically. So he's a very well versed consultant who is having everything like upstream, downstream integration, SSC, guided buying. So just name it. So this training is basically we are covering everything. Every one of you might be having the course contents with you. So we are covering complete 360 degrees of SAP Ariba over here. Not only that, guys, we are majorly working on the project relevancy, like project implementation, because there's going to be a lot of gap whenever you take the training, right? So every one of you will be having an understanding of how to configure, but there are many scenarios where if you are working onboarded on any project or you are attending any interviews, there will be huge gap in the interviews. They're not going to ask you the configurations majorly, they'll be asking lot of project relevant scenarios. So those things are going to be well addressed over here in our training. We are going to have see a specific sessions in the last where we are covering all the project implementation methodologies, cutover activities, and we'll be sharing a lot of project documentations. So this training is really going to be very much worthful for the people who already into SAP Ariba, or also those who wants to switch their uh, career into SAP Ariba as well. Okay, so considering this one, let's go ahead this. So every one of you, I would like to be very interactive. Okay, Manish is going to take over this demo for next no, 40 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour, based upon the things. Later on, we stay back there. I'll be showing at the end which are the documents we are sharing, how it's going to be, the process, everything I'm going to show you again, guys. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Manish.
Thanks, Airaj, for the quick introduction. I
And
hope
Manish,
you
shall
guys,
we take a quick
yeah,
introduction from the participants also, if possible, like so that we'll get to know which are the who are the participants and what are their goals out of this training, so that the
yeah,
interaction will
sure,
be initiated, right? Thank you so much.
yeah,
Appreciate.
yeah, thanks. That's a good idea. I think we can get started, team. Good morning, good evening. I think Airaj has already explained the agenda, what we are gonna do in the next 1 hour. So, just out of quick introduction, I would inquire about what you are like, from where you are coming in. So, we'll start with Vishnu. Yes, if you can hear me, if you can unmute and just quickly introduce about yourself, what career aspect you are uh, into.
Hi Manish, good evening. So myself Vishnu. So I'm 11 years. Can you able to hear me, Manish?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So myself Vishnu. So I'm 11 years experience in procurement. So entirely into indirect procurement. So I would like to learn about, because currently what tool we are using is not SAP. Okay, I used to use others ERPs, but I've never come across SAP Ariba. So I thought I will have a separate learning exposure in terms of SAP Ariba also, so that when I'm skipping or when I am going to a new opportunity, it will be helpful for me for the future career.
Okay. Thanks, Vishnu.
Yeah, yeah.
think we are at the good start. Saklesh, if you can hear me.
Yeah, yes,
Saklesh?
Manish. Hi, Manish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
hi.
go ahead.
Good evening. Yeah, myself, Sakesh. I have less than 1 year of experience, and I've been got trained in MM last year from my company, and currently I've deployed for Ariba SEC project. And I just want to deep dive into complete end-to-end of SAP Ariba from upstream to downstream with CIT. So I just want to learn everything. So I'm here to learn with you, Manish.
Good to hear. Kishore, we'll go with you next.
Yeah,
Kishore,
yeah,
if you can hear
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go
A
ahead.
very good evening to everyone. Good evening to you, Manish. Myself, Kishore. I'm having 14 years of experience into SAP. So previously, I worked as an SRM consultant, where I want to explore towards Ariba. So yeah, that's what I'm in. I know Ariba, but looking for project oriented. Training kind of how exactly we can provide a solution to using
Hmm.
Ariba instead of SRM. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm with
yeah,
you. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, Kishore. Shrikant, we can go with you next.
Yeah, hi Manish. Good evening.
Shrikant.
This is Srikanth. Yeah, so I'm having overall experience of 6.5 years in SAP, APO, and IBP. And in my project, so I'm working into like supply network collaboration part also. So in advance, I need to learn. I'm interested in learning SAP Ariba because it's SNC advanced version, right? So I wanted to go through this Ariba session also as I know SNC supply network
Hmm.
collaboration.
Okay, good to hear. Shiva Sankar, if you can introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening, everybody. This is Shiva. I have around 10 plus years of experience as a SAP MM consultant. I want to upskill into SAP Ariba, how master data, configuration data transfer from S4 to Ariba.
Okay. Mohan Raj, if you can go next.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Manish.
Good morning.
Good evening. Yes, Manish. Basically, I have 14 years of experience in SAP MM. 6 years before, I worked in Ariba stream as well as and the supply chain collaboration. Now, I want to brush up and learn all the things like which is related to implementation technologies, which is related to Ariba.
Okay. Okay. I think you have very good experience. I hope so. So let's. Okay. Thanks. Praneeth.
Thank you.
Praneeth Gaddam. Yeah.
Hi Manish,
Yeah.
I'm Praneeth.
Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah.
I'm having 17 years of experience overall in manufacturing, and I have also knowledge about on SAP MM as an end user. So to grow my career in procurement and digital sourcing, I would like to know about the Ariba kind of thing for technology-driven roles. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Good. Good to hear. Ashish Kumar, if you can go next.
Yeah, hi. I'm Ashish. So I have 12 years of experience in MM module. Also, I have 2 years in WM module and SRM. Also, I worked for 2 years. I just want to enhance the knowledge on Ariba for with this training.
Yeah.
So
Thanks. Lakshman. Yeah. Thanks, Ashish. Good to hear about you as well. Lakshman, if you can go next.
Yeah, good evening. Myself Lakshman. I have almost 1 year of experience in SAP QM management in order to cash. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, team. I think we have pretty much good audience
Yeah.
who is,
So
well
that's what I was
aware
saying, Manish.
about.
Like we do have a
Yeah.
very good audience over here. So the going forward, the sessions are going to be very interesting because a lot of knowledge sharings, a lot of questions we are expecting, and we are very much happy to answer all those your queries sorted out. So hope for the best. Okay, guys, I really want every one of you to be very interactive in the sessions. If at all you're not getting anything, if at all you're getting any questions in between, also you can raise your hand, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Manish will be there to answer everything. Thank you, Manish. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Sairaj. So, team, I think we can get started with our agenda of today's session. What we are gonna do? We'll start with the introduction about SAP, how SAP Ariba get married towards each other, because Ariba was a different company and SAP we all know, right? So SAP Labs is a different company. So we'll get introduction about SAP Ariba, how they go with each other, and then there are so many modules within Ariba. So we'll go slightly deep dive what Ariba different Ariba modules are, and then we'll try to compare with competitors, meaning why Ariba. Okay, so there are many other competitor of Ariba. It is not like Ariba is only there. Obviously, there are so many other competitors. We'll try to have a quick overview or quick snap, like why we'll choose the Ariba as a career. Okay, and then we'll slightly go with Ariba delivery methodology for implementation, right oriented project, how Ariba projects are delivered. Okay, and then we'll see slight process flow. It will be slight, from where the PR will get created and how Ariba driven process flows are there. So we'll see all those, and if time permit, we'll go with the slight demo of the actual screen, and the last we'll try to take the question and answer. But if you have any other question and answer, you can stop me, and we will try to clarify over there. So let's start with the introduction of SAP Ariba. First of all, what is SAP Ariba? It's a cloud-based procurement platform. It is a end-to-end. You can do all the things related to procurement stuff, starting from the sourcing. Sourcing is a word I will gonna deep dive. I believe everybody might be aware what sourcing is all about. I'm just giving you a very uh, high-level idea. For example, if you want to procure anything, right? So the strategy needs to be built up, right? For that, sourcing is coming up, and whole the process flow of the procurement, each and everything. So that is what we call the procurement platform. It's a cloud based procurement platform. By the I think you might be aware, today is a world of Gen AI era, right? Artificial intelligence era. So cloud based is nothing but we only need a internet, okay, stable internet, and the credential of that particular website. So that's it. For Ariba to be accessed, we just need internet and proper credentials, and obviously few security roles. So that is the meaning of cloud based procurement platform. It's a SaaS, meaning software as a service. It is owned by SAP Labs. Okay, what SAP Ariba will gonna give you, it is gonna give you the, it will try to connect all the buyer and supplier globally to conduct all the business transactions efficiently. Okay. What is the core purpose of SAP Ariba? It is to streamline source to pay processes. Okay. Earlier, like if we go beyond like 5 year, 10 year, and even beyond that, so there was so many scattered mechanism of like procurement was there. Okay. So in SAP Ariba, they try to streamline the process. They try to scale up. Okay, whatever the scaling of all the different transaction, it should be very much streamlined. Okay, so we have almost 6 million plus companies which is connected on this network. Okay, SAP Ariba. Okay, and if I talk about the transaction value, almost 4.5 trillion dollar is, that is the flow of the uh, procurement cycle. The transaction value, it is reaching to that high. And obviously the global reach. So for each country, you might be aware there is some localization, some taxation, right? So almost 190 countries are supported, and few more like 20 to 25 countries which is also getting integrated with their own government portal. You might be aware, for India we have GST, right? For different country we have, for example, for Europe we have PayPal. Okay, so For Mexico, we have nota fiscal, right? So you might be aware there are multiple. For China, for example, it's a golden taxation system, right? For Singapore, it is having some other taxation system. So all are also integrated with Ariba directly with the globe, their government portal. So that is also a list we'll discuss when we deep dive. So if I just talk about the acquisition story, okay. So first of all, Ariba was founded. It was a standalone, only Ariba was there, not SAP. In 1996, it was founded as a B2B, business to business e-commerce platform. Okay. In 2012, SAP acquired Ariba. It purchased almost for a very large deal, and it is one of the largest acquisition of SAP at that time. Before SAP used to run as a on-prem, meaning just like your SAP GUI, you might be aware, right? SAP is getting installed in your laptop or local machine. From there you used to run usually, right? For public cloud, we have obviously a cloud. But when earlier 1996 era or before 2012 era, it was on-prem, meaning a kind of a big module was installed on the offline as a offline on the system, and then people used to do the business over there. But coming short to 2012 onwards, SAP acquired it. Okay, and 2014 onwards, the integration tried to begin, because SAP is a very large ecosystem, right? SAP, you might be aware, there are n number of modules, more than 50 modules are there. What is the meaning of module, by the way? I think you might be aware, is one of the module, ABAP, SD, right? FICO, these are all modules are there, and they are very tightly integrated within their own ecosystem. If you are having only one or two module, believe me, your whole entire 30 to 40 years of your journey might be over. But just giving you idea, again, similarly, the integration is also important, right? In 2014, SAP tried to merge all the Ariba modules with the SAP ERP ecosystem, because it's a very large scale. So it took some time. Okay, in 2021, we used to called Ariba network. Okay, it's a separate platform where buyer and supplier will do all the transactions. Okay, so that was rebranded. It was rebranded at SAP Business Network. Earlier we used to say Ariba network. So in 2021, it was rebranded, and there were three different network platform which was clubbed together. Okay, and in 2026, right now, we are witnessing a brand new AI native ecosystem that is called Next Gen SAP Ariba. This is again a massive transformation is going on right now. Everything is built on SAP BTP. BTP is again a business technology platform driven. It's a infra system you can think of, where all your SAP modules are clubbed, or that is a platform given, and where SAP Ariba is also residing over there. Okay, this is still getting evolved. We are not gonna get very deep dive because it is still getting evolved. Okay, only few modules have just got gone live. Only, I believe me, only 4 to 5 customers in across the globe, they are just witnessing next gen SAP Ariba. So it is still a few years or few at least quarter which will take to mature. Okay, so this is a journey of SAP Ariba acquisition story. Now we'll move about the modules. Okay, broadly speaking, there are three different, we can say that we can just distinguish SAP Ariba in the three different system. The first will be Ariba sourcing and analytics. By the way, I'm just giving you FYI kind of thing. It each, whatever you are saying, each bullet point is a module. Okay, even if you good to have a learning for 3 to 4 module, you will be deemed to be said as a very good Ariba consultant. You need not to have each and every module. Okay, do not get very much pressurized that each module you need to learn. That will be very much high ask considering your newcomer in Ariba. Even if you are good in, at least good in 3 to 4 module, it will be good enough, and you can easily crack interview and try to get a very good job in any of MNCs, even the big four. Okay, having said that, let's start. There are three different system Ariba sourcing. First of all, upstream. You might be aware, right? You might have some Google or website, so you might be aware that Ariba upstream and Ariba downstream. So this all is upstream, and this is the downstream. Okay, the right hand side, whatever you are seeing, is the operational procurement. That is the downstream, and the bottom is the SAP Business Network or Ariba network, because people used to say, like, before the terminology was Ariba network, so it is SAP Business Network. Okay, so let me start with the first module name, Ariba sourcing. Okay, the other module name is Ariba contract. This all is upstream, by the way. Ariba supplier life cycle and performance, and the other is Ariba supplier risk management. Okay, and the other is a spend analysis. So these all modules we call Ariba upstream or SAP Ariba sourcing and analytics as a broader uh, system. Coming to the downstream or the operational procurement, here we have multiple modules. For example, Ariba buying and invoicing. Okay, I'm going to explain you each module in couple of slides. Okay, in slightly more depth. The other module is the standalone Ariba buying. Here invoicing is missing. For example, few customer want to only have the buying, for example, purchase requisition or purchase order. That's it. They do not want to follow the receiving or the invoicing. So Ariba has some SKU. Okay, when Ariba try to sell you, meaning as a for example, you consider yourself as a business. Okay, when Ariba try to sell, you have an option to only opt for Ariba buying or Ariba buying and invoicing both, or standalone Ariba invoice management. Okay, similarly, we have Ariba catalogs. Okay, and then some other advanced module called invoice conversion services. For example, PDF or scan copy, right? Email scan copies should be coming to the Ariba network. All those invoice submission should be coming. So that is also a separate module called Ariba invoice conversion services, and the other is open invoice conversion services. Okay, having said that, now we'll move on to this. If you see, it's in the middle. Why it is in the middle? Because it is a kind of a bridge between both. Okay, all the data might flow, or obviously it will flow to SAP Business Network from upstream as well as downstream, or it can standalone also exist. If you do not have upstream, if you do not have downstream, you can still opt for the SAP Business Network or Ariba network with some other module. Okay, so this module we call Commerce Automation. This is a standalone purely S4 HANA and our S4 HANA meaning purchase order, order confirmation, all those series will go and try to get integrated with this Ariba, that is called Commerce Automation. Okay, again, if you have a large deployment, for example, subcontracting purchase order or consignment purchase order, right? Forecast collaboration, all those IBP module, everything. So here we have Ariba supply chain collaboration. This is a very widely it's a big large in terms of expenses. Even your business has to expend slightly more compared to commerce automation, because it's a bit heavy module. Okay, and there are few more modules called Ariba payable, Ariba discount management. These are also modules which is getting sell still. And but by the way, we will not go very deep dive for Ariba payable and discount management. Okay, so let's start with a different slide, and then we'll go with the deep dive analysis of each module what we just discussed. Okay, so journey of SAP Business Network. By the way, whatever we saw in the previous slide, that was upstream and downstream. Correct. The bottom was the SAP Business Network. So that is also the phase one, phase two, and phase three. It got kind of a merger, you can think of. So from Ariba network to SAP Business Network, the journey was a very big, okay, and it was a massive transformation. Earlier, the Ariba logo was, if you see the right top corner, it was Ariba logo was also getting changed. Okay, so earlier this was the logo, and now presently Ariba Business, not SAP Business Network logo has also been changed. The phase one was the Ariba Network era. It was an independent B2B marketplace connecting buyer and supplier. That time it was not only SAP. Okay, there will so many ERP system. Oracle you can think of, you can think of Pega, you can think of PeopleSoft. Okay, so there are large number, even JD Edwards. So there are four different what I have seen as of now. But again, majority of the time you will work on SAP S4 HANA as a backend ERP. So in phase one era, it was an independent B2B marketplace. It used to also, and still by the way, Ariba can get integrated with other ERP apart from S4 HANA. Okay. So coming to the phase two, SAP Ariba, as we discussed, right? I think couple of 7 to 8 minutes back, that it has been acquired by SAP Lab. So that time integration with SAP ERP and expanded procurement capabilities. Correct. In the phase three, it got rebranded. As I mentioned earlier, there were three different kind of network. First was logistic network, or LBN, logistic business network. Okay, and asset intelligence network, and then supply chain collaboration network. Each and everything is getting unified, and now we called SAP Business Network in 2021 to present. Okay, so this is a phase of evaluation, or the how it evolved. Okay, in SAP Business Network, needless to mention, it is now AI powered. Okay, majority of the things are now it is well capable of, because BTP is coming in, right? SAP has their own for example, SAP Joule. Joule is a kind of Gen AI feature or chatbot you can think of. So those are also coming in. Okay, that is already driven backend. Now it's a global network. Earlier also it was a global, now the presence is slightly more, and each quarter and quarter. Okay, so as it's a cloud version. Okay, SAP will try to ingest new feature every quarter and quarter. So there are so many things we you need to keep on refreshing your ideas, or you keep refreshing your knowledge on SAP Ariba. It is not a static kind of module. Okay, it is slightly more dynamic. It is evolving every quarter and quarter. So you have to be slightly more what to say, uh, open up your eyes and try to catch up the things very quickly. In Ariba world, usually this is how we deal it. Okay, and it's a continuous innovation as well. Okay, now what we discussed in the previous slide, will go slightly deep dive. What is Ariba sourcing? These are the core module. Okay, so first and foremost is the Ariba sourcing. I'm just taking a pause for a few seconds. If you want to have any question, if you want to just listen up, again, let me know. I can wind up. Quickly, give you a quick any question you have.
I'm good, Manish.
Okay, thanks. If I'm going very fast, please stop me. I hope it is very minimal, or I'm going slightly good. I'm not too fast, by the way. Do let me know if you have any
If
trouble
you,
understanding.
Manish, Kishore here.
Yeah,
If you just go back to the upstream and downstream components,
yeah, upstream. Yeah, this is the upstream and downstream.
so here, like see, if any customer wants to implement sourcing, so like, what is the
Hmm.
strategy here? Like, can I go ahead with sourcing only,
Yep.
or do I need to go with business network as well? Like, is it a kind of combination of things, or like,
Look,
okay, let's say,
no, you can go ahead standalone. For example, you are a customer, right? So right, the more the module you try to procure from SAP, the discount will be. Now I'm talking about sales. Okay, just think from the sales angle. Okay, as a pre-sales consultant. Okay, because SAP will try to sell you the more product. But if you do not have the like for example you don't want to opt for, again it is not totally that you need to procure multiple module. No, you can go standalone. Only Ariba sourcing is fine. By the way, it comes in a bundle. Okay, SAP sourcing contract and SLP, these three come in a bundle. Still, if you do not want to enable contract or SLP, it's fine, you can only go with sourcing. But few master data is important, right? So Ariba will try to sell the more module because the discount will be slightly more. I hope you're getting right, in a bundle. But if you
Yes.
want, it is totally not at all like mandate. No, no, you have to go with network and sourcing. It is not like customer. I have seen many customer only upstream, no business network, no downstream. Both are not there. Okay. So either ways it works. Okay. And by the way, SBN is slightly free for the supplier. Okay, slightly free. I'm not totally taking about it's fully free. No, we'll deal in upcoming session, but it is slightly free as well for the suppliers. Okay.
So when it comes to business network, which one, as a customer, which one should I opt for? Like commerce automation or supply chain collaboration or payables, or
It's a
which
very
one?
good question. Yeah, for example, you have very less transaction volume. Okay, and your business is not going in subcontracting, consignment. You might be aware there are different type of purchase order, right? It is
Absolutely,
normal standard, yeah, standard purchase, subcon purchase, right? Subcon consignment, correct? Return purchase order. If you have very large chunk of PO, for example, subcontracting PO, you have some for example return shipment, right? All those is happening. For example, VMI, vendor invoice, vendor managed inventory, correct? Forecast collaboration, IBP modules integration. If you have that capability in your business, then only module will be supply chain collaboration. If your business is very lean and thin, very simple, then go ahead with commerce automation. It is very less pricey, okay, and obviously convenient. As a consultant, I will not opt for anything, but if you're just asking me as a sales person, by the way, right, as a business, then we'll go with, it depends. First of all, it totally depends on the business requirement. As I mentioned, right, if you have some large number of PO on the subcontracting and other aspect, then go with supply chain, otherwise commerce automation. Okay, I
okay,
hope yeah,
sure,
yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with Ariba sourcing. Those who are aware, what sourcing is, it may be a refresher for them. Okay, for example, Ariba sourcing, it's a strategic sourcing and supplier selection process. RFX. Okay, request for information, request for proposal, or request for price. Okay, request for quotation. Okay, very, just think about very like lenient or layman terminology. For example, you want to procure something from Amazon. Okay, so what you will do, you will try to select the product first. You should make up your mind, I want to procure a laptop or a iPad, for example, right? You will try to add something in your cart. Before that, you will also try to see which supplier is good for you, correct? And also you will try to see what is the price you are getting very good. For example, Amazon compared to Flipkart, compared to Chroma, right? And there can be so many, compared to eBay, right? So there will be so many process. Just think from same angle and try to build your concept over here, try to concentrate. So here it is: RFI, RFP, and RFQ management. Auction, for example, it's a public sector. Okay, for example, Coal India, or you have some waste management. Okay, any government thing, you might be thinking what is auction and everything. So right, even auction event we can have in Ariba sourcing. Okay, so once supplier might have given certain quotation, okay, for the product which you want to procure, so you will be trying to evaluate the supplier. There can be so many KPI, okay, or there's so many parameter, or the for example, evaluation methodology you want to opt for. Price is not always the criteria, it is one of the criteria. Okay, So for that also you have so many KPIs. You can configure your system in Ariba sourcing module as a supplier evaluation. In contract negotiation, then the picture comes. For example, after awarding, you can create a contract against a RFP module, RFP. So that is also possible in the Ariba sourcing module. If I go to the next, Ariba contract, it's a separate module. If you want to, for example, your legal team, your technical team, they want to have a contract, for example, they want to manage their contract with the supplier for authoring. There can be so many term, correct, and there can be so many compliance tracking as well. Okay, against one contract how many PO has been created, against one contract how many GR or good receipt has been done, against one contract how many invoices has been done, correct. So those all compliance tracking can also be done in the Ariba contract lifecycle management. Apart from that, we also have e-signature, Adobe e-signature, DocuSign, all those, correct. So those also can be done. And if you want to repurpose the all the clauses, right, so you have clause library also maintained in the Ariba contract. Now moving on to the downstream module, Ariba procurement. It is a procure to pay simplified kind of thing. First, here in Ariba, we have requisitioning. Okay, PR, purchase requisition. And then purchase order, catalog management. Just think of your Amazon, what we discussed just minute back. So in catalog, right, you see small icon. That is nothing but a catalog, right? The prices can be dynamic in nature, or it can be static in nature. Similarly, in Ariba, you can configure your system in such a way that your catalog, it can be a punch out catalog, it can be a static catalog. Okay, so that also is possible in Ariba procurement or BNI, buying and invoicing we call. There is separate module called guided buying. It's a separate persona. Okay, for example, your HR team, or once in a while, for example, there are few functional user, okay, who comes and try to procure once in 6 months or once in a year. Why they need so much of, for example, a different procurement jargons? For them it is not required, right? For example, your end user is a production like user, right? So he doesn't want to learn so many procurement concept just to give some purchase order related to his demand. So he can use a separate module called guided buying. It's a very lean thin kind of a feature in the UI. It is very simple. Okay, but the backend configuration, everything is in the BNI only. Coming to the upstream, one more module which I think I've written in the bottom. If you see supplier life cycle performance, okay, so here all your vendor creation, starting from the supplier onboarding, okay, till their for example qualification, their registration, everything. Okay, and even the BP creation, you might be aware in S4 HANA, there is a T code called BP, business partner. Okay, so all those automation can be happening from Ariba. Okay, all your SLP is a kind of a module which takes care each and everything of a supplier, like their 360 profile, starting from their request, registration, qualification, even the disqualification. Okay, so each and everything is tracked, monitored, their performance. Okay, you can qualify, disqualify based on your own terminology, based on your own certification. Everything that can be handled in SLP. Okay, few advanced module which we wanted to just go and check it. The first is spend analysis. So all your reporting purpose, okay, all your spend visibility, category analysis, saving opportunity, and compliance reporting, that's a separate module also. Okay, we have spend analysis. It's a very data driven spending insights. Very few customer opt, but again, Ariba try to sell this model standalone, different SKU. But again, it's a very interesting, by the way. Coming to the supply chain collaboration. Okay, as we discussed, I think a few minutes back, right, we have some real time supplier collaboration. For example, purchase order collaboration, their inventory visibility. Okay, so you might be aware, right, so there will be now if you, I think you might be aware, just deviating from the topic, you might be aware Blinkit, Zepto, right? So they are having dark store. Okay, so similarly, just think from business angle now. So inventory will be managed by the supplier. Okay, so you have the proper ownership of the material, of the goods, but the inventory will be managed by somebody else. Okay, so that is how the supply chain collaboration module kicks in. Okay, similarly goes to demand management and the forecast sharing. The IBP module also comes slightly in the integration, though as a Ariba consultant you will not have much thing to do, but forecast collaboration, how your data will travel from S4 HANA to SAP business network and vice versa. So that is planning collaboration, and the forecast sharing will also take place in supply chain collaboration.
So,
Okay.
Manish,
I-
I have a question here.
hmm.
See, the IBP integration is happening with Ariba or S4?
S4, the data will be directly exchanged to the S4.
Acha, you extract the data to Ariba
Hmm.
system. Okay, okay,
Correct,
okay,
correct.
fine.
Yeah, correct. There is separate, LBN is also there. SAP Logistic Business Network. There, you are all freight collaboration, right? Each and everything. You can think of a Ariba as a mechanism, but again, S4 HANA is your base. Direct data will not come from IBP to Ariba or the LBN. S4 HANA is always the base. Data will integration happens from S4, not directly.
There is no such integration like Ariba talking to like IBP using BTP platform. There is no such
That
kind
is
of.
possible. That is possible. No, no, that is possible. If I, because this session, by the way, because we'll start with beginner to, again, that is again possible, totally possible, because now
Sure,
you came the BTP angle, right?
sure, sure, sure.
So
Yeah,
that will slightly deviate from our initial topic, but yeah, that is possible in short.
please go ahead.
Yeah. So because this is a beginner, intermediate, everybody is there, right? So I think we will not go even in very deep dive on BTP. Rather, we'll just concentrate on Ariba configuration than Ariba deep dive. Not will not go in that deep of BTP, unfortunately. Okay. Coming to the Ariba discount management, early payment optimization. Okay. So dynamic discounting, working capital optimization, for example, real-time budget check, and other discount management. It is still possible, though we will not take this module. Spend analysis and discount management we won't in our training sessions. Okay. SAP Business Network Global. It is just like commerce automation. What we try to give over here. If there's slightly few more topic or few more feature discovery, right? Supplier discovery. For example, you want to procure or if you want to onboard a vendor which is already existing on SAP Business Network, you want to search them and try to do the business. That is also possible over there. Okay, on Business Network, instead of hosting your catalog in your system, supplier can give you, for example, 60,000 SKU, single SKUs for the catalog. So SAP Business Network is also a platform where the catalog can be hosted. Okay, so all the subscription will happen on SAP Business Network, then it will be visible in your BNI system. Okay, and obviously the transaction processing, purchase order, order confirmation, right? Invoices, advance ship notice, everything is possible on the SAP Business Network. This is a diagram. Just like try to pay attention over here because it is a kind of a integration, slightly technical, but just try to pay attention. Okay, in the left hand side, if you see, it's a buyer, meaning your S4 HANA system or SAP ECC system. The right hand side is a supplier. Supplier can have anything. For example, they can have SAP S4 HANA, they can have EDI fact, or for example, CXML understanding system or CBL, anything, right? So they, it is up to them. So in between, you have the CIG, Cloud Integration Gateway. The name has been renamed. Right now, it is called Managed Gateway for Spend and Network. Okay. So this is the integration way. For example, I'm just going to give you, for example, all your S4 HANA. how Ariba works. Similar to your Vim or vendor invoice management, or you can think of any other module, we have some add-on installation. As for HANA is base, add-on installation, our basis team or infra team will try to install certain component on SAP S4 HANA. Okay, and we do have cloud connector. Okay, it's a kind of a medium where your data can be exchanged on the cloud, because as you know, right, Ariba is on internet or HTTPS. It is not hosted somewhere in the private cloud. No, it is a you have an like for example option to choose, but again it's a cloud. Correct. To connect with your on premise system, we have a cloud connector. So all the data is a bi-directional. If you see, the arrows are bi-directional. In CIG, what is the purpose of the CIG? It's a kind of a if you see over here, right? So all the data transformation, right? Because S4 HANA will send you data in IDOC or proxies, because the methodology used for the data sharing medium is slightly different over here compared, because Ariba always understand CXML. Okay, commerce markup language is the full form. So that is the Ariba understand only CXML. Ariba will not understand your IDOC or proxy. Okay, no OData, nothing, because that is where the CIG comes in the picture to transport the IDOC or the S4 HANA data to the CXML, try to convert each and everything. So you have certain business requirement where you need to modify few data. Okay, so that is also possible in our CIG, slightly, not fully. So if I come to next, for example, you have some optional feature called CPI, SAP CPI PI PO, right? That is also possible, but SAP does not recommend to go to SAP CPI PI PO, because we have CAG already in the middle of the picture. Okay, so in CIG we have also, like for example, different kind of tools where you can divert your data from one system to another system. It's a kind of a single standalone integration system. You will define all your integration perspective over here, and then try to play with the data. So this is the end to end cycle of S4 HANA or SAP Ariba network, you can think of, come with CIG. Okay, now why SAP Ariba? Slightly, going a different track now, because we can have endless talk on SAP Ariba, but why to choose your SAP Ariba as a career, right? First of all, obviously you might be aware, because you are, all you people are, like, I think already having some professional experience in your career. Okay, SAP, non SAP, or even as a end user, whatever you can think of, right? Everything matter is the salary, right? Your revenue, or you can think of whatever, right? Monetary benefit. So Ariba consultant usually get easily, if you switch, I'm not talking going in very performance, right? Your existing existing company, I cannot give some comment over there, but again, if you try to switch easily, you may get 15 to 20% year on year increase, plus even more than that if you go to big four and other. Okay, it's a future proof technology, because right now, as I mentioned, right, next gen is also coming in 2026 and beyond. Correct. So your base, Ariba base, should also be strong, right? And then cloud based platform, because this is not, Ariba is not going to get stopped in 5-10 years, because SRM, you might be aware, right? It started, I believe, in 2005 onwards, and it degraded around 2022 or 2025, right? So it is not gonna stop directly, because right, it's a cloud based platform. AI ML is there, even blockchain technologies are also getting used somewhere. Okay, so multiple career track, as I mentioned, right? You can be a functional consultant, you can be a technical consultant, solution architect, analyst if you are starting your career, or project manager roles also is available in Ariba modules. Compared to, you can have a techno functional role as well. If you are aware about CAG or the integration stuff, you can think, or you can choose your career as a techno functional consultant as well. Global opportunity, as I mentioned, Ariba is getting used everywhere. Fortune 500 company, obviously it is there. Plus you think of very small company to the large scale medium company, everywhere Ariba is either getting deployed or they are already having it. So support project, rollout, or the brand new implementation projects are there, and the buzz is also very strong because next gen is coming, right? So all the existing SAP Ariba customer will also try to get migrated to the next gen system. Okay, if I go to the business impact, for example, because taking a procurement decisions is not a very small decision, right? It changed their landscape. It is a digital transformation for them, right? It can impact their millions and even sometimes billions. Okay, if it's a very big large, for example, Boeing, right, or Airbus, so they're also having Ariba. It is not like I'm just giving you very big name. Okay, everything just compared to small cement company in India, every a company small or big, they're having Ariba as a procurement tool. Okay, if I try to show you as a competitor, Ariba versus competitor, as a very like competing marketing, Coupa is one of the competitor, is a very strong challenger, and Oracle Procurement is also established player in our procurement world. But SAP Ariba is a leader. Okay, you might have seen the four horizontal chart, right? Leader in the Gartner. So Ariba stands over there. SAP Ariba stands in the leader corner. Okay, the network size, this is the largest distinguisher. Okay, 6 million, and even I believe this slide is slightly old, I think 1 or 2 month old. So again, this is getting rapidly increased over here. I believe right now, I think I have seen somewhere 7 million plus supplies also there on the network size. Okay, Coupa compared to Ariba, it's obviously very less. Okay, and Oracle Procurement is a very limited network. Compared to ERP integration, SAP comes a native integration. It's a very tightly integration, very smooth, not hiccups. It is not like, for example, you have to play with some Excel files, CSV files, at least to S4 HANA. No, pure automation. Okay, and obviously ABAP, Body, everything. ABAPers can write their code if you want to change, modify anything. So ERP integration is directly native with SAP. Coupa does have multi ERP support, but again, it's a custom for SAP, right? And native Oracle integration is possible in Oracle Procurement. If I go to the deployment, it's a pure cloud SaaS product. Ariba is not offering anything on on-prem. If you see, Oracle is trying to still go with cloud and on-prem both, but Ariba is pure cloud. Compared to the job market, highest demand is on SAP Ariba. Okay. Compared to Coupa and Oracle, it is one of the highest. AI capabilities, it is always advanced compared to the other competitor. Okay. And if I go to the advantage, Ariba massive supplier network. If you see the humongous nature of the the supplier size, it is very high. And obviously the integration make it a preferred choice for our large enterprises. This slide typically talks about the next gen SAP Ariba.
Manish, there is one question. Shobha is asking, like, how about iVolva? So iVolva is also there, but it is very limited actually
Your voice is
with
breaking.
either Coupa or Oracle. iVolva is very yeah. So
Ariba,
sorry.
yeah,
Manish, can
yeah.
you me
No,
the
your
question
voice
like
was
iVolva?
slightly, sorry, your voice was slightly breaking. But yeah, as I take, right, iVelva is also very similar, right? But again, compared to Ariba, okay, it is what to say. The competing business is slightly, in certain region, iVelva is slightly stronger. But again, the integration with SAP S4 HANA is very typical and very cumbersome. Okay, so hence, I think Evalua is slightly more predominant in, I think, America market, Americas, right? Latin American everywhere. But Ariba is a strong competitor in the global space. Okay, that is one of the region as well. Okay, so let's talk about the next gen SAP Ariba. Okay, starting with quarter 1 2026, and right now it is also happening. Okay, so there is a new for example, everything got changed. Okay, everything is now moving to SAP BTP. You might be aware there is a separate module called field glass, right? Ariba is kind of a big chunk of procurement. Field glass is also for the contingent labor and tracking of your timesheet, everything. Okay, and Conquer. So Ariba future roadmap is to bring all those scattered app in BTP. Ariba was nominated, and Ariba is getting what is it? A flavor of BTP now. Everything is getting migrated. All the core functionality is getting migrated to BTP, and very few hand-picked customer is getting a flavor of this next gen. Okay, so what is all this next gen? First of all, it is a kind of AI native ecosystem. Right now in present Ariba world, we need to have Joule integration, right? But by default it comes in next gen. Okay, so Joule, just think of your for example, I'm not sure how you people are using chat GPT or Gemini, right? Coco Pilot, whatever you can think of, right? So just think from end user. Okay, in SAP also there are so many, you have to remember T code, multiple Fury app, right? So many data you might need to remember to work your day to day life as a consultant or as a end user, however you can think. So you might have some pain, definitely you will have some pain, right, working in SAP. You might be aware, right? So compared to that, now AI native ecosystem, you can just type few prompt and try to get your things done. Compared to your end user, it is very smooth, fine. But as a consultant, your job is not going to get killed. No, your job is now getting more to give a solution rather in a different angle. Okay, so you should be more as a solution driven and like consultant, right? So for that only AI native ecosystem, which is gaining more one minute which is gaining more insights. Okay, and AI and machine learning, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So now the backend is getting more smarter. uh, we have to teach the system, okay, for the predictive analysis. For example, I'm just giving you examples. Okay, right now it is intelligent spend recommendation using SAP business AI. For example, in which direction your spend should be sent. Okay, so system will try to give you the recommendations and the predictive analysis of supplier risk. Okay, similarly for contract analysis and the smart procurement assistant, so you can have your own chatbot built, okay, and try to deploy it. Okay, now coming to the process intake management or Joule AI Copilot. Smart sourcing, you just need to type, okay, as a prompt, create an RFP for 500 laptop based on our last purchase. So all your company code, plant, purchase, or each and everything, system will try to recollect from your past purchases and try to create an RFP for you. And even they will try to suggest the supplier, so that you have everything ready and try to just review it and try to place an RFP. So your time is getting saved, right? So that is now the future is going over there. Again, it is slightly a few more quarter and even few years may take it for full blended next gen SAP Ariba, but this is also getting happening. Okay, if I talk about intake management, for example, no code builder, cross system logic. So we have SAP build. Okay, so there you can create your own drag and drop kind of workflow. Okay, for the ease of tracking the data, or a kind of for example, you just place a pizza, okay, order of a pizza, how you can see each and everything in your app, right? Starting from their preparation to out for delivery and getting delivered, right? Similarly, your RFP, your PR is getting streamlined in the Ariba intake management. So this is kind of a new module coming in the next gen. Okay, so I'm just giving you the brief idea about the future roadmap. This will not be taken in the training classes, because still it is not for full blended for all the customer. Okay, it is still getting evolved. So again, the future is very sharp from SAP, so they are very clear what they are gonna drive in the future roadmap. Okay, now coming to your learning journey. Okay, so I think the first step, you joined this session, that's good. Now we'll try to shape up your career, how your shape up of your career will happen. The foundation, for example, will we expect certain thing from you. We expect very foundation thing, for example, procurement basics and terminology. You should be slightly aware what is purchase order, what is order confirmation, right? Though I'm gonna teach you each and everything, but it is, you should not be purely blank. That is my humble request. Certain procurement basics and certain terminology should be an added advantage for you. Okay, we'll start with the Ariba overview, architecture, everything in the upcoming session when we start the full blended session. And then navigation and the basic configuration also will deep dive to for example, though I'm gonna deep dive for 4 to 5 module, but for you at least you should pay at most concentration in 2 to 3 core module, because this is gonna shape your career. Okay, all the business process configuration, how the data, for example, requirement gathering happen from the business and among the business, so that is also gonna be we'll take that also over there. Okay, and real world scenario and the case studies during our configuration, we'll try to showcase how we uh, for example, there are so many requirement, right, and how we tackled those and how we deployed those, so that we can track it over there. During like 15th or 16th session, 14 or 15th session, I'm not recollecting the exactly. So we'll very deep dive in CIG, the integration with SAP S4 HANA. Okay, so your technical technical know-how will also getting increased. You will be also, it is not like you're totally functional. I'm not suggesting you, okay, you better be a techno functional consultant in today's competitive world. Okay, because every day, every month, people are learning new skills and trying to getting evolve. Okay, I'm also expecting you guys to getting involved in the CIG or integration with SAP S4HANA. Okay, so coming to the certification and practice, right? How your journey will be. I think Iraj will take more on this, but still I'm gonna explain you. Now, certification is not based on your MCQ question. For example, one question for answer, multi-choice or single choice or two choice, right? It is not actually now. Just January onwards this year, the certification uh, platform has been changed. It is more on AI. Okay, you will be on the video call, it may be a proctor or may not be a proctor monitored, but your AI will be a kind of judge over there. You will have 3 to 4 hours. Okay, you will have so many questions now coming in. You have to prepare a kind of a video. Everything is evolving over there now. Earlier, just January before, we have MCQ, right? So now the certification, everything slightly got changed for SAP Ariba. And last, interview preparation and portfolio building, this will be handled by the team as well. Okay, if you have any question in this learning journey, let me know. If not, we'll talk about the Ariba methodology. Okay, this slide talks about how Ariba products are deployed. By the way, we use Activate methodology. Okay, Activate is a kind of a process, or you can think of it's a blend of waterfall plus agile. Okay, for example, you want to start your project from week 0. Before 8 weeks or before 4 weeks, you can think of there is a phase called discover. Okay, by the way, whatever you see in this double arrow, these are the phase name: discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. Okay, so discover phase is where you, meaning your business, by the way, your as a consultant, if you think from as a consultant perspective, your journeys usually start from week 0 or week -4. In the discover pre-sales or your uh, program manager or project manager, those people will start. Okay, so they will try to understand which solution capability. For example, someone just, I think we look like Kishore or somebody asked, right, how to compare commerce automation, supply chain collaboration. So that phase is in the discover. Okay, you will sit along with the SAP team, SAP sales team, along with your partner or SI, that is the, for example, you are working in Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, any company, right? So they are the SI. Okay, SI meaning solution integration, or the solution, like for example, they are there deploying the solution. Okay, so we are not the owners. SAP lab or SAP Ariba, they are the owner of the module, because this is not a code based, right? We cannot write any code in Ariba, right? It is more on the configuration driven. So majority of the thing is taken from SAP as well, and SI, system integrator, for example, Infi, Wipro, any company you can think of. So we are as a consultant over there. So SAP will come also with you to understand the solution, the capability, what is the business requirement, and they will try to recommend which module to purchase from SAP. Okay, if that is happening, everything is happening, so then initial project planning and execution. So here the onboarding of the resources, for example, you as an analyst, consultant, or whatever. Okay, so project team is getting assigned. Okay, prepare and define role of this scope, and then the explore happens. In explore week 1 to week 11, just for example, it depends on many parameter. By the way, it is not only 25 week, it depends on module to module. For example, sourcing or supply, SLP, these are very small module base, but very very small. Okay, so they are having 14, 16 week only time frame. So in the explore phase, if I talk about, you will try to understand their infra, their as is. Okay, what is their as is, okay, and then you will try to also sign off on their to be document. Something is in vanilla, out of the box deployment, right? So those are straight away. Few things will be a gap. Ariba cannot accommodate certain business requirement. Okay, there will be, definitely there will be some requirement, right? You might be aware. So if certain requirement is not uh, deployed or cannot be achievable, that will be a gap. So there will be so many brainstorming session gonna happen. So if it is possible via some customization, well and good. Otherwise, for phase 2 implementation or the future roadmap, it can be put. So that everything is in the explore phase. If I go and talk about realize phase, here your actual configuration, whatever the sign off happened with the business, the build and testing. Okay, your SIT, UAT, each and everything, your supplier communication, each and everything is going to happen in the realize phase. In the deploy, actual production cutover activity. Okay, so your production will get set up, the warm up activity, right? All the smoke testing, everything will happen in the deploy phase. In the last phase is called the AMS or the hypercare. For initial 2 week, or based on your SOW with the business, you will support them for initial 1 month or 2 weeks. Usually 2 weeks we support. Okay, and then we will transition or hand over to the support team. So this is what the deployment methodology looks like. Whatever I just talk, I'm just gonna give you based on certain timeline in a different picture. For example, this is week 0, 15 March. I'm just giving you a hypothetical date and month. Okay, so preparation will start in January. Okay, the explore, the design phase will start from the 25th January to the 15 March. It's a concept of almost 7 weeks or 8 weeks. Okay, and the design build based on the sprint. Okay, so this will getting involved from 22 March to up till 21 June, so 14 week if you see. So that is also there. If you see very carefully, we have Ariba shared services involvement. So whatever is this yellow line, it means Ariba team is also working with you. You are SI, but Ariba team is also Ariba employee, for example, SAP employee, they will also come and help you. Okay. And then the testing phase is there and the cutover. So this is your production deployment is gonna happen, go live, and then the hypercare. So this is a timeline. Usually, typically it looks like this. Okay. If I talk about Ariba process flows, okay. So starting from the very first module you can think of sourcing and contract. Okay. So you define your strategy, the category which procurement you want to do, the strategy building. So you want to identify and source the material and services what you want to need. So this usually is called the RFP stage. And then if you are willing to have a, for example, supplier is nominated, awarded, right? Then comes the picture of contract management. You will properly sign a legal contract with buyer and the supplier. Buyer is nothing but your business. Okay. Then the purchase order, PR, everything starts from here. You initiate a request against a contract, or they can also have a standalone goods and receipt. Okay. So you will initiate a PR, it will execute it as a purchase order. Okay. Then the picture is coming of delivery and the receiving. Okay. And then the invoice and pay. The invoice will be raised against the goods what you have. Invoice will be raised by the supply or the credit memo in case of some credit memos has been issued. Okay. So if any payment or the discount has been done, so that is also part of it. Okay. And then few standard process, for example, you should have a relationship on SAP business network with buyer and supplier. For example, consider your Facebook. You cannot directly send a message to your colleague, right? You should have some friend request among each other. For example, LinkedIn also. Similarly, in SAP business network, you should have a TRR, trading relationship request. Okay. So that is must to initiate any transaction on Ariba platform or SAP business network among buyer and supplier. Okay. So these are the advanced topic, for example, supply chain collaboration, planning and forecast. So this is also getting evolved. So if I talk about very like minutely compared to all the module, by the way, this is all Ariba, but each and everything you can think of month and month we can talk. Okay. But very compared to very, considering the timelines, I think we are almost Iraj, we can extend, right? I believe you told me 1 hour, but I think
No, no, no,
we
we
are
can, we can. No, no, we can stretch little bit.
oh,
It depends upon the participants also. Guys, if it is interesting, it looks interesting to you, we can continue for today one little extra. And of course, the regular sessions from the first session onwards is going to be approximately 2.5 hours. So I request you to kindly stay back for some time. So we'll finish it out, and I'll be showing you the documents which will be shared during the session. So that is a very important part. So that's the reason I put it at last. So yeah, Manish, we can carry on, no problem.
okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Thanks. So yeah, thank you. So if you see the bottom, the ERP, this is nothing but your S4 HANA. The middle part is your Ariba buyer application, meaning your SAP Ariba application, and the supplier portal. Okay, this is where the SAP business network comes. Just giving you at this stage, SAP business network is separate, Ariba application is separate. Upstream, downstream is totally separate, and SAP business network is totally separate. Do not confuse. Okay. Now, the very first thing is vendor onboarding or the vendor registration. Okay. So vendor registration initially happens in the SLP. If you see, orange color is SAP Ariba SLP, supplier lifecycle performance, right? Vendor registration, vendor approval happens in the Ariba system, and supplier will also get registered in SAP Business Network, right? And in your S4 HANA or ERP system, vendor master is created. Okay, BP, business partners is getting created. Now coming to your RFQ. Okay, RFQ is Ariba sourcing, yellow. So you will initiate usually. Again, there can be so many integration. It can happen from S4 HANA, by the way. But again, keeping it very simple, RFQ is getting initiated in Ariba sourcing. Okay, so that is going to in SAP business network for supplier to send their response, their quotation price, and the quote is compared and approval, and then you will awarding your for example, you will award your vendor and then create a contract. If you see, contract is dark yellow. Create a contract, publish a contract. So these are the Ariba contract. And parallelly, you can also create a PR, okay, in SAP Ariba BNI. So if you see the slide, like blue, this is Ariba buying and invoicing, by the way. This is one of the largest module. Okay, very vast module, but slightly easy module as well. Okay, so now you will try to create a PR, then purchase order will be getting created. There is an option to send a purchase order to ERP S4 HANA. There will be again so many ifs and but. PO can directly getting created in S4 HANA. That is also the possibility. Okay, by the way, now purchase order is, if you see, it is getting transmitted to the supplier portal. Now the picture is coming of commerce automation as well. Okay, so if your purchase order is getting transmitted to SAP business network, then order confirmation happen, meaning they have acknowledged it. They can ship it or they cannot ship, whatever, right? So they are acknowledging the purchase order. So that confirmation is also getting like ingested in Ariba solution. And then we have advanced ship notice. Advanced ship notice or service entry sheet, whatever you can think of. Advanced ship notice, by the way, it is inbound delivery, and service entry sheet is for the service purchase order. Okay, so based on that, if you see, ASN is also getting consumed in inbound delivery or service entry sheet approval is happening. Okay, so then based on the invoice will be raised by the vendor or the supplier. Invoice, a contract invoice, whatever the type of it, it will be raised on SAP Business Network. Again, it can be raised in BNI, but very happy parts is, for example, what is the invoice will get reconciled in S4 HANA. Three-way match will happen, or if it's a two-way, then GR or the ASN, this is not gonna come in the picture. Okay, so then invoice approval and okay to pay. So this data will also travel to the supplier portal. And after the fully payment is done in S4 HANA, F110, your FICO or finance team will run the finance payment cycle, right? So based on that, the remittance advice will also be triggered to the SAP Business Network to the supplier, saying that, hey, this is your uh, remittance advice. Okay, or what is the medium you are gonna receive your payment. So this is an end-to-end cycle, okay, of the process flows. This might look very not sure easy or cumbersome, but believe me, each module will take some time to understand, and there's so many different processes. It is a very simple Ariba we can give in one slide, which is not possible, but still we have tried. Okay, coming to the master data integration. Okay, S4 HANA public cloud, for example, this is also the newcomer in SAP landscape. Here master data is usually driven from MDI, master data integration. Okay, and we have many, for example, CIG is one of the middleware, by the way. So we, same data will be transformed to SLP, sourcing, contract, and buying. Okay, so they have maintained it in such a way that your S4 HANA master data will be pushed automatically via program. There is no manual intervention, by the way. So it will be transformed to the different module. Okay, so if you have any question answer, we can take it up right
Manish,
away.
Manish,
Yeah,
can you just go back to the MDI? Yeah, here.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Hmm.
This one MDI is related to MDG, like where we maintain master data like material master, vendor master, supplier master details in
Yes.
MDG and pull the data to HANA and replicate to Ariba, or like what is this MDI?
Yeah, it is exactly the same because it's a public cloud, right? So MDI different batch job will be triggered for public cloud. By the way, this is there for only on-prem system. Okay, only for on-prem system. MDGS is also there, but only for Ariba SLP. Okay, supplier lifecycle performance. But for public cloud, we have MDI straight away coming in the picture. What you talked about is slightly mix of everything, right? So we have MDGS. Data will first initiate from Ariba, for example, and then it will go to S4 HANA, and then it will talk as a change request for the approvals, right? Because in MDG there will be so many change request approval will happen, and then
Okay.
it will get consumed in BP, right? That is
Okay.
also there. But for public cloud, each and everything, all the cycle will happen from MDI.
So it will not happen through CIG.
CAG is just a middleware, just a pass through.
I see. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It is just a pass through. You can't do anything, but CAG is a mandatory. Okay, because Ariba will not understand your straight away what you say files, right? It understand in CXML, CSV files, nothing beyond that, right? So CAG is a pass through. If you see, I have written pass through, correct? So it is a pass through. It is required. You cannot escape. Okay, there is no data transformation happening. It is just a pass through. Okay.
And yeah, I have few more questions, Manish.
Hmm.
When we
Go ahead.
talk about AI integration, how efficient is SAP Joule? Uh, I mean,
Mhm.
in the perspective of the spend analytics or something like that. How effective is AI? I mean, SAP Joule is working on Ariba solution.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For spend analytics, I think again, Ariba Joule has just got deployed. I think 1 or 2 years back only. So it is still getting matured. But spend analytics, I have not seen by the way right now. But for there are some use cases. Okay, there are few prompt for each category or each module. Okay, I have not seen for spend analytics as of now. Okay,
Okay.
usually I will tell you how it in Ariba world. You might be aware BI and BW, right? So
Yeah.
we have so many APIs. We will send the data to SAP BI BW, like all those team, and they will give you a holistic view. Straight away, your spend analytics is not as of now. I'm not sure because Joule is not getting integrated with spend analytics. Okay, but still let me recheck. But usually, I have seen BI and BW those team will get involved via API. We will just send the data via APIs, and so many APIs are there. Okay, for Ariba, and they will transform the data, and they will business, because business is very much what is it used to see the BI BW report. By the way, right?
True. True.
So that
Yes.
is
Yes.
also there.
And when I mean, just give me your insight on
Hmm.
how efficient SAP Ariba is when dealing with the direct procurement instead of indirect procurement, like the service hierarchies, kind
Hmm.
of
Hmm. Hmm.
how exactly, like, I mean, in your experience, you might have seen these things, right? In a direct procurement, when it comes to direct procurement, how
Yeah.
effectively it's working with the customers.
Yeah, for direct procurement, these two module, if you see, commerce automation, supply chain collaboration is meant to be. For BNI, buying everything downstream is only meant for the indirect procurement. At this stage, I'm telling you very upfront. Okay. Now talking about the efficient. Okay, it depends again on so many parameters. If your supplier is on SAP Business Network, okay, obviously it is way less pain for the business. because I have seen customer struggling a lot before Ariba and after Ariba also. Okay, after Ariba, it is not the struggle; it is more about the process to get consumed. For example, we change certain things right to the end user. They should follow something, right? So only the OCM is there, like the change management.
Okay. I think your voice is breaking, Manish.
Management, right? So how we
Hello, Manish. Sorry to
Raj,
interrupt
the
you.
voice is
Think
clear. Uh, Raj, can you
no, no.
confirm?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Manish voice is little breaking. Understand? Am I clear to
Okay,
you?
okay. Is it now good?
Yeah, please
Mm,
go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, you're clear. It is still
no,
Yeah.
Manish. It is breaking at your end. I think we
breaking.
have lost your presentation also.
Is it still breaking?
Yeah, it's breaking, and we have lost your
Okay,
presentation
okay,
as well.
okay. Just a minute. एक minute, 1 minute.
Yep. Now we can see your presentation.
I hope. Okay, sorry for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
What I
problem.
was trying to say, for commerce automation, supply chain collaboration, we have a direct procurement that is meant to be. Okay, for BNI and everything, it is the indirect procurement. Now the efficiency, I think you asked me about the efficient, how effective,
Yeah.
right? So it is more.
Let's say for example here, when we are dealing with hierarchies, service hierarchies, or
Hmm,
kind of
yes,
things
yes.
in SRM, it was very difficult to manage all these things. And so, like when it comes to Ariba, like how maturely it is
Hmm.
providing a solution.
Yeah, on the service hierarchy, what I know is one parent and 4 to 5 child is possible. Okay, if I talk about the technicalities, right, the purchase order, right, you create a service PO, right, and then you decide the how many parent and how many service child hierarchy will be there, correct?
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
will have up till five child is possible out of the box. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
what I'm aware of. Okay, but again, you have some customization from SAP ABAP team, that is also possible. But yeah, challenges are there, but I believe it is not compared to SRM, it is way more easier and adjustive.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So how
yeah,
about
yeah.
public sector things like EMD scenarios, everything? Like, is it flexible here in Ariba?
It, TED is what the capability is coming in for Europe. Okay, for the public sector, we have TED. Okay, in the sourcing, we have some integration directly with the TED systems. Okay, so I think again over there, I think yeah, it is still Ariba needs to catch up little bit over there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you have no other doubt, over to you, Iraj, for the documentation
Yes.
briefing.
Yeah. So,
Thank
guys, if
you.
you're having any queries or anything, you can ask us. Or Manish, can we show the system, or we'll keep it for next time? It's very late
Okay,
because the
sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
compared to the technical part,
Quickly, if we can show the system so that
just
everyone know,
quickly log
because
in.
there are
I'm
few
going to show you.
participants.
Just you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. Few participants already left actually. So, anyways, those who left already
Oh.
gone. So they asked us. They asked me to send the
Hmm.
recordings because they have certain appointments to attend for. So I think more than 50% of the
Okay.
participants left already. Uh, Actually, there were
Okay. Okay.
approximately 2 participants enrolled for this one, but out of which today there were 14
Hmm.
for 12 or 14 participants attended. Now after 8:15 they left.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was not aware. Sorry. I
So
thought for 1.5 hours, but yeah. Okay. So this is the
yes, yes,
we have the URL. Yeah, I think my screen visible, right? So this is a URL. We have some credential. It can be single sign on, or we have the credential. We can give it. and try to sign in. Okay, so we just need an internet connection. In short, there is no, again, firewall and all, it depends by the business and all, but in short there is no firewall as such for Ariba. It can, we just need an internet, and this is the URL, that's it. There is no T code concept over here. Okay, the home page will look like, again, based on your roles, right? What security roles has been given to you, so this will look like this. Okay, so we have, for example, different, as I mentioned, right, different modules: sourcing, contract, procurement, right, invoicing, supplier management. So there's multiple toggle or multiple kind of a tab you can think of. So these are the modules, by the way. Okay, so this small tile, you can see what is the event status, which is in draft, which is in, for example, open status, which is in pending selection status. So different task is there, for example, which is assigned to me. If, for example, my name is this Professor RSA, right? If you see, just a minute, RS is 76. So this is my user ID credential. Okay. So if I scroll up, so based on how many tasks is overdue, right? So this is the dashboard it will look like. So if I scroll down, what is the project status? Okay, which is a document, which task I need to do. So this is a holistic view of Ariba. It looks like this. Okay, how many is in pending, overdue. So this all will look like this. Okay. And for the configuration stuff, we will click on manage administration, core administration, and SM admin. So there's so many other, for each module, we have so many other concept. Okay. So this is how it looks like as a Ariba system. Okay. We'll take it from next week onwards when we'll meet. I think over to you, Iraj.
So when it comes to systems landscape, do we need to have dev quality and production or something like that? When it comes to ECC or S4, so we
Yeah.
have Supplier, right? So here in Ariba, like, do we need to have a Q and production, or like how exactly, Manish?
No, I will tell you. Only hyphen T is for test. It is written in, if you see, in bold red, right? It is test. Out of the box, we have only two rel. There is no concept of what is it, SID or anything. We have realm. Realm is nothing but the system name you can think of. Okay, we have two rel. One is production. One is the test. That's it. But if your customer is very what is it, have money, okay, they can opt for supplemental hyphen s. Okay, that is nothing but it can be used for any of the integration, for dev or pre quality, right, pre prod, whatever you can think of. Out of the box, it is only two: test and production, in short. But compared to integration, we can commerce automation, right, SAP business network can integrate with your S4 HANA dev quality, uh, what is a regression system, pre-prod, and n number of
Absolutely.
system that at a same time. Okay, but again, there also we have only test and prod. There is no third realm over there.
So, say for example, if you have done any development which is in
Hmm.
a dev, so it will be tested in Ariba. Like how exactly in QA Ariba we need to test. So
It
we need
depends on
to.
which module. It depends on which module or which transaction you want to test. Best practice, I will tell you, best practice is dev, usually the data will not be transferred. Okay, only quality to Ariba test will be tested. That is the best practice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but it depends on which module. Few module, there is no data constraint, for example, number, range, everything, right? So if module to module, it depends, by the way. So for example, BNI data will get impacted, your PO number, your GR number, right, data may get impacted, your PR number will get impacted. So the best practice is to test all your data with quality of S4 HANA to test. Ariba test. Okay, but again we can bypass. We have so many workaround to get connected via CIG. We can do, but again reiterating my word that only test with quality and production to production. That is the recommended from SAP.
Okay. What do you think about Fury apps will replace Ariba? If I say Fury apps will replace Ariba, like
It's
what's your
coming BTP in the picture, right? So Fiori will not replace. I will tell you, Fiori is itself getting replaced. Okay, now Ariba build, right? Okay, no code that is coming in, right? So Fiori itself is getting slightly back seat, to be very frank. Okay, because in the roadmap of SAP BTP, everything is going over in BWZ. Okay, or the build SAP build. So we can have fresh screens, so you can design your screens however you want. That flexibility is getting there. So
so
my
there
answer
won't
is
be
slightly.
like
Hmm,
a good receipt and
hmm.
PO, all these things they have already given Fury apps, right? Tiles, right?
Correct, correct, correct,
So
correct, correct.
this will be
So
replaced by the wizard, you mean to say, right?
yeah, it will be replaced in next gen. Right now, there is no possibility of replacing whatever the screens you are seeing, right? It is a standalone system or standalone Ariba portfolio. Okay, so next gen coming in the next gen, so that is now getting integrated with our SAP BTP Fiori, everything over there. But again, it is not getting replaced.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is getting more transformed rather. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. Clear. Clear. Yes.
Yeah, all right, guys. So let me share my screen, Manish, so that
Yeah,
so let me share it my entire screen. Hope you can see my screen, Manish. Hello,
yeah,
everyone. You can see my
yeah,
screen.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, great. So, guys, you can see I'm quickly walking through, make you to walk through which are the documents we are sharing, how is going to be, and the recordings. So just a little bit of administrative aspects I am showing you here quickly. So just to tell you, you see, like we do have, the training batches since 2019 onwards. Okay, 2019. Before that, also in 2016 we have started SAP Ariba. So it is there in the previous drive. You can see this drive is almost full. So 2019 onwards, we have the batches. So we started with very old kind of Ariba where ITK and the ITK process of integration was there. So now it is been evaluated so much. So CI9 also we have taught in integration. Now we are into CIG. So you see there are so many batches we have completed so far. I think is now going, the latest one is 111th batch is going to be this batch is going to be 111th. Okay, I'll just quickly go through one batch of Manish. Okay, yeah. So these are the documents. This is the full folder we'll be sharing with you guys. Okay, so it will be in this particular fashion. Like we'll be having uh, recordings. Okay, in the recordings, all the recordings with topics wise, which are the topics we are taking in there. Okay, will be mentioned and properly arranged over here. Okay, like this is going to be the weekend session, so tentatively 16 to 17 sessions are going to be there. Okay, with each and every session is going to be approximately 2.5 hours to sometimes 3 hours also. We need to sit back to go through the processes. So the sessions are only going to be on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. IST to 9:30 p.m. IST till 10 p.m. IST, I can say. So all the sessions we are going to go very in deep dive, in the sense like all the configurations. Of course, we are seeing a lot of scenarios over there, project implementation methodology, everything we are going to see here. So this is the recorded folders. Every session you are attending also going to be recorded, and we'll be sharing with you these things. Apart from this one, we do have a lot of documents. Okay, there are a lot many documents we have prepared. So I just want to tell you there are two kinds of documents over here. Okay, one is the documents which are directly coming from SAP standard documents. Okay, other is configuration documents which is being specifically prepared by Manish, and we are going to share to you. And the other and the last and third and important is project documentations. Okay, so in which we are going to have like different project documentation like work enablement book. All those things are going to just quick look on this one. Okay, let's say for example in upstream, you see like there are different type of, this is the standard documents from SAP. Okay, like even sourcing scripts and all those things we are going to have here in detail. Okay, now I want to show you some of the, let's say for example if you're talking about the integration, in integration also we do have like integration documents also we do have in detail. Okay, with screenshots I can say. Okay, this is going to be a very helpful self-prepared documents by us, so in which like step-by-step processes as well as the screenshots, everything is going to be there over here. We are going to see all the things. We do have S4 HANA integrated system with us, like with Ariba, CIG, and S4 HANA whole setup we are having. Manish is going to show you the complete systems practically how it's going to work. Apart from that one, these documents which are being prepared by us are going to be very much helpful with the screenshots and all, because you see most of the times I can say integration is one time activity. Okay, in terms of when you are first integrating with S4 HANA system, okay, we can't undo the things and redo the things most of the times, right? So those things, those components, you see integration is basically you know uh, 3 or 4 consultants are needed. SAP basis person is needed, so in which is going to activate the components in basis side, like system components in SAP side. So it can be activated, and again we can't deactivate those things to show you the things, right? So we have proper we have documented everything in a proper documentation so that it would be very easy for you to understand how the things even with basis person is doing over here. So you'll be getting in-depth kind of process. Now apart from this one, SAP, you see here I'm just showing you quickly one document which is going to be show you a smaller document I'm showing indeed. So how the blueprint works, so this is basically the proper documentation is needed for project documentation kind of things I'm just talking about here. Okay, so apart from this one, supplier request forms, SLP internal questionnaire. Okay, these are very important project documentation, guys. So I'm just showing you quickly. So all these things, Manish, if you have any idea on this one also, you can just put a light on this so that it would be easier for everyone to understand how important these project documentations are going to be there. Usually these documents you'll not be getting anywhere else. So the idea behind these documents are, you see like once you are onboarded on any project, it should not look to you like, hey, these things are very new to me, I have never come across these kind of documents. So in order to make you like kind of simulation is there, even in the interviews also, if you're going in the interviews, so these documents are going to be a great help for you. Okay, because you will be having a proper simulation of practically you have worked on a project. So you can speak a lot in the interview and convince the interviewer in a better way. Yeah, so this is very important thing. So in short I can say we are covering up over here like 3 sort of documents. Like one is standard SAP documentation, another is self-prepared configuration documents, and another, the rest are the project documents. There are a lot of documents, guys. So almost you need to have at least 3 to 4 GB of free space in order us to share all these things with you. Okay, so we made it very simple. One is all the recordings, documents, and if at all somebody is looking for certification, that also is there. But these are the older, certification dumps and all those things. Now the certification process has already been changed. Still, will be helping you out. Anyone who is interested in going for the certification. Okay, there are now 4 certifications are available. So for all those 4 certifications, we have a very good process. In one attempt, you can clear your exam. Okay, if at all certification is not at all mandatory, guys, but if at all if you are interested to clear the certification, we definitely are going to help you out, and there will be like a cakewalk, you can clear the certification, because the contents which we are showing here, okay, in our covering over here in our training is covering all the certifications. So this is going to be a complete 360-degree kind of training in which like you'll be getting a lot. Okay, so that's my say here, guys. You have any questions, you can ask me. Do you have any questions?
Manish, Airaj, I have one question.
Yeah,
Since
please.
I joined a bit late, my
Debashish, right?
question, yeah.
Yeah,
So my
Debashish.
question was regarding nowadays when we see any job description, it's always asks for the integration part. Even today I had
Mm-hmm.
an interview, and then they were
Mm-hmm.
asking about what part you have covered in integration with S4 HANA. So in my personal experience as a downstream consultant, I only check the logs through SRT Moni, and that is the only part. And sometimes if there is any kind of ERP push error in the purchase requisition, and that is when I
Mm-hmm.
check the this part. But otherwise I don't have any practical knowledge with integration. So my question was, like, up to what level we are going to be learning here
Everything.
in
Yeah,
terms of
that's a very good
integration?
question. That's a very good question you asked. So the role which you are currently in is looks like a support role, right? Already integration has been happened. The system is running in the production properly. So whenever there are errors are coming, so you are handling those integration sort of little is basic sort of errors you are handling. Am I right,
Yeah.
Devashish?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So here we are covering everything in detail, like right from preparation till implementation till how the process flow, like the documentation flow is also happening. And the major thing in integration is like discussing the different scenarios. Okay, that is very important because your business may be having a different sort of integration required. So my business will have a different sort of integration required. You don't believe, still CI9 is there. Okay, there is a hybrid integration is also going on. I've seen like in one very older companies who are migrating slightly using CIG. Still they are using CIG. Okay, still they are using ITK. So their integration is like a mix of, we say khichdi, right? So it's a mix of hybrid integration is also there. So totally depends, the selection of the process which in the which process you are doing the integration is totally depends upon the business scenario which is required for you. So we are going to discuss not only the integration standard processes but also different business scenarios in which kind of integration process you need to select it. So I can say it's going to be a complete end to end. We are calling this training as an end to end training. You'll not only be getting the understanding of integration with respect to the support project, but also implementation kind of knowledge also you'll be getting 100%. And we do have a lot of documentations to support as well. So Manish, you can put some light on this one to Devashish's question, how it's going to be, so that they'll be having clarity.
We'll discuss about the master data integration plus transaction level. Right now, Devashish, I believe your transactions is getting happening, right? Before that, your consultant, consultant or function consultant might have done the some S4 HANA SPRO setting, correct? So we'll go deep dive over there. What master data setting, which master data program, how it will look like, how to configure. So that we are gonna see, as well as a transaction level. Okay, so we'll see at that depth level as well.
So we are also going to configure something in SPRO.
Yeah, we will see the SPRO config definitely, but the system integration will work as per the system availability. But we'll see all the SPRO configuration during our CAG classes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Because as I told you earlier, we do have a proper system in which we will be getting, and this will be there with Manish. Is a dedicated system we give to Manish in which you will be having spend management, in which you can cover all upstream, downstream, SLP, SCC, and commerce automation, guided buying, and all those things. And the second URL would be Ariba network. Okay, now we are calling it as what, Ariba business network, right? That also is there. Accessibility I'm talking in terms of, then guided buying accessibility will be there, and S4 HANA and CIG accessibility is there. So all the things will be there in our system. Every system landscape is properly aligned so that we can showcase all the scenarios and work you around from end to end processes. So that is our main goal of this particular training. And this training is going to go little lengthy, I can say, like approximately 45 to 50 hours sometimes is going to take up. So you guys should be little ready, because we don't want to skip anything over here. We are covering each and every aspect of SAP Ariba in detail. Yeah.
So you can, Manish, you can run the entire cycle from PR to invoice or kind of thing, which is happening from Ariba as well as S4, right?
You'll get a clarity on this one. This one
Uh,
sometimes there is subject to the uh, support with the system also. Manish, you can say more on that part.
Yeah, the system matters over here because
Yeah, absolutely. That's
we give
critical.
system. Yeah, the configuration definitely we're gonna show you, but the problem is every day we do and it is getting broken by the other consultant. You're getting a point, because we give the system and they play it around
Not
heavily.
your problem.
So it
You
depends. Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't give
So
give
that
us
is
the
also some
access.
challenge.
Try
We
to
build the
mention.
system. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Sorry, Kishore, you are saying something.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
just you try to showcase the end-to-end, document flow rather than giving us the access. That's what I mean to ask. Yeah, if you
No,
start giving
giving
the
you the access is also possible, but is subject to the pricing only. Okay. So you see,
noted.
during the training, whatever we are having this training. So 2 months of server access default we are giving to everyone. Okay, but that access won't come with the integrated realm. Okay, integrated in the sense like you don't have the S4 HANA, but Manish is having the complete set over there. Okay, if somebody wants to get a complete set, so the pricing will be little differing. So you can discuss to me if somebody wants to get the whole system, end-to-end system. So definitely that is also available, but by default we are giving the spend management, which is complete SLP, upstream, downstream, SCC, supply chain collaboration, commerce automation, guided buying, guided sourcing will come with you. Plus to it, Ariba network will come, Ariba business network will come, and guided buying will come. So you'll not be having S4 HANA access along with you, along with CIG. So you can't see CIG in there. Okay, that is there. If somebody wants it, definitely will can provide with a price little on higher side. Yeah,
Sure, noted, noted. Yes.
yeah. So is there anything else, guys?
Airaj, one
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
we will be
please.
getting the access to the recordings once we start the classes. I mean, one by one, or the previous batch classes also we can go through.
You see, like as the sessions are going on, you can get the recordings on your session. If you want to have the simultaneously want to have the, you need to check with the accounts team, based upon your what I can say payment terms. Like if you have paid the full amount, definitely you can share the previous batch recording along with the current one also.
Okay. Okay.
That is possible. And Manish one is there. So Manish has taken a lot many batches with us. So he knows, like he knows the nerves of the participants, like what
Yeah.
exactly the person is looking and all. So he definitely can help you out. Okay, it's a very good feedback from the previous batch. Like we are having, like there are people from UK, there are people from US also. They got a lot of benefits and they got selected in SAP partner companies also. Okay, like Delaware and all those companies, they got a selection. And totally they are, don't believe, they are totally coming from a different background. They are not from SAP actually. So that level of confidence they got it, and they clear the interview, and they are very happy. We get a very good feedback from them. Yeah, for the training. So definitely Manish is going to go extra mile for you guys to make the things good for you. Okay, the whole idea of this training is like not only just finish it faster, just complete the contents. No, no, no. We want you, every one of you, to get 100% benefit out of it, because you'll not be taking training again and again, right? So one training, finish. And this training, in this training, we are covering the most latest contents. We every quarter we change the contents, guys. We do have the most latest contents with us right now. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Manish, also these cutover activities, everything you're going to cover, uploading legacy contracts, all these things you are going to cover up, right?
I think Manish mic is having some issue.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Cutover sheet. We are gonna show you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think my network is slightly bad. Sorry for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely cutover activity and right what is performed in smoke testing, right? And how many weeks, how to plan the cutover activity, how many
absolutely.
teams will be involved, right?
So that level of Excel, because it's a Excel preparation, right? So it depends on the team and which project you are into. So that we can showcase too.
Sure, sure. Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. So I think most of the participants left already. Okay, Srikanth, you have any queries to ask?
Yeah, I'm good, Ayraj.
Okay, great then. Saklesh, I think Saklesh, you have already enrolled, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There are there are three more participants who already got enrolled, but they left, I think so. Anyways, guys, so there's really nice interaction with every one of you. So if you don't have any queries, so we conclude the session for the day. For the
Yeah,
rest of
can
the things, yeah, you
yeah.
can connect to me. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Kishore, you're saying something?
No, 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 no. I'm just trying to say thank you. Thanks to
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. Yeah, really appreciate you were asked a very good question. So made the today's session live actually, Kishore. Thanks to you. Yeah, I can say. So hopefully going forward also we are going to have very interactive and knowledge sharing sessions, and we are very excited to start the new batch here. So guys, be in connection with me. Hopefully a lot of you are having all my numbers, or you can take it from the uh, business team BREs. So they'll give you. You can connect to me if you are having any queries. For the further updates, me or other people are going to update you. Thank you so much. Appreciate, guys. And thank you so much, Manish, for your time. Very patiently you explain everything, and I really appreciate on that part.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Manish. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, bye, bye.